you came into Grey's later with Miranda, who was the chief, and I remember when she was the little angry little, and then y'all got married. She got divorced from Scooter, who's now on Black Lightning.
Right.
That's how far back I go. All right,
ahead. Right.
And you came in as the father to her, stepfather, and then she went through a heart attack and this and that.
Her OCD.
Yes.
And all this other stuff. Right.
You were a doctor.
I was an anesthesiologist when I started.
Which is one of the hardest jobs in the medical profession, because you just make one mistake, as we saw.
Well,
and go ahead.
You're taking the person down to the edge of death, right? My job is to knock you out, but not kill you. I give you too much, you dead. I don't give you enough, and you're feeling the pain. So I got to get it just right.
Every time.
Every time. And you do it right at the top, and you do it at the end. Now, the thing about it, the payoff of all of that pressure is that you show up, knock the person out, and then you do a crossword puzzle for the next 2-3 hours. And then you wake them back up, and then you go collect your checks, which was the joke that Bailey would say to Ben, you show up, knock them out, get your bags of money, and go home, which is pretty much what Ben was doing until he met her.
Right.
And then he got inspired and went back to school to become a surgeon.
No, in between that, you did some really crazy, reckless. I think you did something really heroic in opening. I think you cut somebody open with a file, something.
With a clipboard a couple times.
Crazy.
Couple times he cut people places where you're not supposed to be cutting people.
No.
But that was when he was a student. But in both cases, I maintain he was right.
Okay. And
just outside the rules.
We could argue
that. He was just outside the lines a little bit. He colors outside the lines a little bit.
You got suspended. But the crazy thing, you were getting into shape, right? And Bailey didn't realize what was going on.
Right,
but you made it.
Right.
So who shifts from being a doctor to a firefighter? Like, what the now, as a character, that just makes no sense.
Well, here's the way it makes sense to me. This is because when they hit me up with it, we broke it down. And actually, it has happened before, because actually there's a program in Seattle called Medic One, which is one of the first things they talked to me about, which is like Medic One performs surgical procedures out in the field that are beyond what an EMT or paramedic can do. So it's a step towards being a doctor, right? Medic One was actually created by an anesthesiologist who became a doctor, who then became a first responder, firefighter.
Okay.
So he created this
program.
So it's not like there's many, because not many people trying to give up that doctor check to go and run around and all hours of the night and get beat up, but with a special kind of person. And when they looked at it, I think they just thought about the fact that you talk about cutting people in the hallways and coloring outside the lines. Or there was an episode of Grey's Anatomy where there was a fire in the hospital, but one of the team was trapped inside the hospital. Right, great episode, right? You remember, it was great TV. She was trapped in the hospital with this dude who was a serial rapist, and the building was on fire. Ben was deathly afraid of fire, but he grabbed a fireman's jacket because he thought he knew where they were. So he grabbed the jacket, ran in, because that's the only thing that's going to get him to face that fear. You get over the fear. And one of the things I come to love Ben, because one of the things that he is he's the guy who let me face my fears head on. And so he ran into the building, and then it became now the adrenaline junkie in Ben, the thing that makes him color outside the lines and perform surgery in hallways and with clipboards, now becomes a thing that makes him go become a firefighter, because he's I want to get closer to the action. What's dope is this Medic One thing. People know on the Station 19 last year, Ben was going for that, but he colored outside the lines again, cut off a man's hand. But pretty much everybody on the scene says that's the only way the man was going to live.
You always have an excuse, though.
I'm saying, if it's a choice between, pop quiz. I can cut off your hand and you live, or I leave your hand but you die. What do you go with?
Well, I need both my hands in heaven.
Right.
No, I'm joking. Of course, you take your life. Of course.
Ben just keeps ending up in that situation.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You're attracting that. I think it's the energy of the character.
That may be true. Fair enough.
Let me talk about Jason Winston George for a second. We're not joking, but you do get 2 checks when there are crossovers, which is great. You're passionate about this. I see, like, you're passionate about this character and this role. Is this the best role you've ever worked? Is this one of your?
Best is a hard thing, because you love them each. Each role that you play is kind of like a child you had. You know what I mean? And you have different reasons you love them.
Let me
I got
real.
3
Is
kids.
this the best job you've had?
No, but I've never had a job nearly as long as I've been playing Ben. I recurred as a guest star on Grey's for most of the time that I've been on Grey's. But if you count all of that, and then the time that we're doing both Grey's and Station 19, I've been playing Ben Warren in and out, on and off
almost 10 years.
For like 10 years now. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's
because in acting
insane.
that doesn't happen.
You're blessed if your show goes for a season.
This is the longest running show.
You hit the lottery if your season gets 5 seasons. If your show gets 5 seasons, is like, pat on the back, yay, let's buy a house. 16 seasons is just, that's like getting to Jupiter and back. That's not a thing that really happens. And so for me to be on 10 of those seasons in any way, I just count as a blessing. And the fact that then I got to spin off onto this new thing and try and get a new part of that tree growing, you know what I mean? And be a fundamental part of that, that's, because I didn't get, like you said, I came on in season 5 or 6 of Grey's Anatomy, but getting to be there for day 1 of Station 19 and watching it grow. And like I was telling you, this season's a whole new season. I mean, Krista Vernoff, the woman who runs Grey's Anatomy for the last 3 seasons, is running both shows now.
Okay.
So we are synced up and seamlessly running between the two. So like people who've been watching Grey's know that, Jackson, played by Jesse Williams, has been hanging out, hooking up with, Vic, played by Barrett Doss, who's from Station 19. They're not even the last sexual liaison that's going to show up between the shows.
Is Boris Kodjoe going to be involved in something?
Boris is on the show, but I ain't telling you who Boris is sleeping with. You got to watch.
Okay.
You got to watch and know who Boris is sleeping with.
Well, this is a crossover event tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got to watch to see I'm going to watch to see who Boris Kodjoe is hooking up with. You got to know that. This crossover event tonight on ABC. Grey's Anatomy crossover with Station 19. Come on. Ben's gonna be all over it because the two of us need look no more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And there's gonna be a car coming into a bar. I know people gonna be injured.
People getting hurt. There's bricks flying.
Somebody's hand's gonna be missing. I don't know. He's gonna find it, put it back on.
I'm trying to remember if I cut somebody. Do I cut somebody?
I don't know, but I know you're gonna put him to sleep.
People got cut. Did I cut them? Got to watch to find out.
We're gonna have to watch. That's tonight. ABC.